Hey family, TACC man, how's your spirit? Talk to me. Tell me something good. Oh, I didn't even put today's show on. Today is patience, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. We got that website up last night. We was up late. You know what I mean? Then I had to go to the doctor today, so I'm kind of tired. But the show must go on. So let me get ready. Do what I do. Yo, what do you want? Huh? Look out that way. It might be the dude next door over that way. Okay. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How's your spirit? Talk to me. Tell me something good. Got a good one for y'all today, as always. Uh, just give me a second. Okay. As I told you guys, tonight is patience. Look around this room. Every single person here is fighting a war no one else can see. Some of you are battling a body that won't cooperate. Some are buried in debt that feels like concrete. Others are holding together a relationship that's fraying threat by threat. And what do we all want right now? We want the answer now, the relief now, the breakthrough now. But here is the brutal truth. They don't tell you. Change does not come like lightning bolts. It comes like a tide, slow, relentless, inch by inch. And the only thing that separates the people who make it from the people who break is not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It is the quiet, unglorious, gut-wrenching ability to stay put when every cell in your body wants to run. Patience is not sitting on your hands. It is standing in the fire and refusing to melt. It is saying to your adversity, excuse me, I am still here. And if you can learn that, truly learn it, you will outlast every storm, every setback, and every single person who quit one day too soon. Today, we are going to prove exactly why. As I told you guys, it's about patience. Number one, why does change feel so slow during adversity? Because your mind exaggerates time when stressed. Answer. Example. Quitting sugar day three feels like a month, but your taste buds only reset at 14. Patient brings that gap. Two, why can't I just force a breakthrough? Answer, forcing creates resistance. Patience creates alignment. Example, push a stuck door versus wiggling it gently. Force breaks the handle. Patient opens it. Number three, what grows while I wait? Your emotion bandwidth and problem solving neural pathways. Example, learning a new language. You absorb grammar passively during sleep. Patience lets your brain file it. Number four, Doesn't patience mean I'm accepting defeat? No. It means you accept reality so you can outlast it. Example, Pippin, a door. Thank you, sir. It says no. It means you accept reality so you can outlast it. Example, a farmer doesn't defeat winter. He stores grain and waits for spring. Number 5, why do I relapse into old habits during tough times? Answer, because patience is a muscle. It fatigues because it strengthens before it strengthens. Example, dieters binge on week 3. The patient ones plan a cheat sheet, not a cheat month. That's the truth. How does patience affect my physical health? It lowers cortisol, which prevents inflammation and organ damage. Example, rushing through rehab after surgery slows healing. Patience physio restores full mobility. Number 7, what if I'm patient but nothing changes? The patience is protecting you from a worse change. Example, waiting 6 months for a job offer that never came. You just dodged a toxic culture that would have fired you anyway. Number 8, can patience make me miss opportunities? Answer, only if you confuse patience with procrastination. Patience acts daily. Procrastination acts never. Example, saving for a house, patience versus waiting for prices to crash, procrastination. Number 9, why do children test my patience so hard? Answer, because they mirror your own unhealed emotional triggers. Example, a toddler tantrum forces you to regulate your own anger. That inner work, not parenting. Hey, hey, comment to my crowd. Yeah. Number 10, how long should I be patient? Until the lesson is learned, not until pain stops. Example, grief. You don't give over loss. You don't get over loss. You grow around it over 2 to 5 years. 11, what's the number one sign I'm losing patience? Answer, irritability, irritability over small things. Drop keys, slow Wi-Fi, road rage, all that kind of stuff. 12, does patience improve relationships? Answer, it gives others room to fail without losing your love. Example, a spouse with depression. Patient means sitting in silence, not fixing them, letting them go through what they have to go through, but being there for them. 13, what if I'm patient and they take advantage? Answer, then you set boundaries while staying patient. Patient isn't doormat. Example, you give a loan with a 6-month repayment plan, but you remind them weekly. Patience is boundaries. 14, why is patience key in financial recovery? Compound interest and debt reduction work on years, not days. Example, paying $100 extra monthly on a mortgage saves $30K in interest, but only after 15 years. Takes time. 15. How do I stay patient when I'm in physical pain? Answer, breathe into the pain instead of fighting it. Pain plus resistance equals suffering. Example, childbirth. Women who breathe through contractions have shorter labors than those who panic. 16. What does patience teach my brain? Answer, delayed gratification rewires your prefrontal cortex for better decisions. Example, marshmallow test kids who waited grew up with higher SAT scores. 17. Why is impatience addictive? Answer, quick fixes give dopamine spikes that crash hard. Example, scrolling social media for validation versus writing a book for 3 years. The book changes your life. 18. How do I practice patience in traffic? Road rage, like I said earlier. Answer, see red lights as enforcement mediation, not obstacles. Example, using a 2-minute stop to stretch your neck prevents back pain later. 19. What if my adversity is caused by someone else's impatience? Answer, your patience becomes their antidote. You break the chain. Example, an angry boss yells, you pause 5 seconds before replying. You de-escalate the whole room. It's not what you do, it's how you act to what you do. 20. Does patience affect my sleep? Yes. Impatient keeps you amygdala on alert. Patient lets you fall asleep faster. Example, insomniacs who practice waiting for sleep without clock watching fall asleep 20 minutes sooner. 21. Do I feel more patient in nature? Answer, nature operates on seasons, not on seconds. You're sync with that rhythm. Example, watching a seed sprout reminds you that roots grow before shoots. Give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta take me a little puff puff pass. My spirit is fantastic, y'all. Thanks for asking. Okay, let's get back to work. 22. Can patience make me more creative? Yes, creative breakthroughs happen during incubation, walks, showers. Example, Einstein's relativity came from imagining riding a beam of light, years of patience thought through. 23. What's the difference between patience and resignation? Answer, resignation says I can't. Patience says I can, but not yet. Knowing your limitations. Example, you don't quit your startup, you pivot after 18 months of data. 24. How do I teach patience to my team? Celebrate small weekly wins, not just quarterly results. Example, a sales team that tracks calls made not just detailed close, stayed motivated through dry spells. 25. Why is patience crucial for addiction recovery? Answer, relapse is part of the path. Patience lets you restart without shame. Example, it takes an average of 7 attempts to quit smoking. Each attempt is data point, not a failure. 26. Does patience make me less ambitious? No. It makes your ambition sustainable. Example, marathon runners don't sprint mile 1. They pace for 26 miles. 27. What if I'm patient, but others call me weak? Answer, their opinion is their impatience talking. Strength is silent. Example, Nelson Mandela waited 27 years in prison. No one called him weak or on release rather. Tell you my glaucoma is weed, be having my words twisted. 28. How does patience affect my digestion? Answer, stress shuts down digestion. Patience actively rests and digests. Example, eating slowly, 20 minutes per meal, reduces bloating and acid reflux. 29. Why do I compare my timeline to others? Answer, because society sells speed. Patient buys your own clock. Example, J.K. Rowling was rejected 12 times before Harry Potter at age of 32, late by Hollywood standards. 30. Can patience heal trauma? Yes. Trauma integration takes 1 to 3 years of consistent therapy. Example, EMDR therapy works slowly, reprocessing one's memory per session. And see, this is why God gave me TACC. You know, going through the system will get you right. You just have to do it. 31. What's the 24-hour rule in patience? Answer, wait 24 hours before making any big decisions during adversity. Example, you want to quit your job after a bad review. Wait a day, you'll craft a better response. 32. Why does patience feel lonely? Answer, because most people quit early. Loneliness is proof you're on the right path. Example, inventors spend years alone in garages, then change the world. 33. How do I stay patient with my own body? Answer, treat it like a garden. Some seasons are for rest, not harvest. Example, after illness, walking 5 minutes daily is victory, not running 5Ks. 34. Does patience improve my memory? Yes. Rush learning encodes poorly. Spaced repetition cements it. Example, study 20 minutes daily for a month, beats cramming 10 hours. 35. What if I'm patient, but I'm still anxious? Answer, patience doesn't remove anxiety. It gives you room to act despite it. Example, public speaking. You're nervous, but you pause, breathe, and continue. 36. Why is patience tied to forgiveness? Answer, You can't forgive quickly. Patience lets you process betrayal. Example, infidelity recovery takes 2 to 5 years. Patient rebuild trust step by step. 37. How do I practice patience with technology? Answer, turn off notifications. Wait 1 hour to reply to non-urgent texts. Example, your brain returns to deep work after 23 minutes of focus. Patience gets you there. 38. What's the stock market lesson for patience? Daily fluctuations means watch your pocket. 39. Why does patience feel harder in your 30s than in your 20s? Answer, because your 20s were about potential. Your 30s are about proof, and proof takes longer. Example, at 25, I failed startup is learning. At 35, is starting over. But patience turned that restart into a reboot, not a crash. 40. What if I'm 35 and I haven't made it yet? Answer, then you're exactly on time. Most breakthroughs happen between 37 and 45. Example, Colonel Sanders was 62. Vera Wang was 40. You're not late, you're loading. 41. How does patience change my parenting at 35? You stop trying to control every outcome and start modeling resilience. Example, your teenager fails a test. Instead of grounding them, you sit with them and say, we'll try again. That teaches more than any punishment. 42. Why does impatience break at midlife? Because you can see the finish line of youth and panic sets in. Example, that's the truth. Comparing your 35-year-old body to your 25-year-old body, patient means accepting the new vessel and sailing it wisely. 43. What's the 35-year-old trap? Thinking you'll run out of time. You haven't. You've just run out of excuses. Example, going back to school after 35 feels embarrassing, but 4 years later, at 39, you're a new professional with 30 working years ahead. 44. How does patience affect my marriage at this age? Answer, it stops you from leaving during the boring years, rather say, which are actually the building years. Example, couples who survive the 7-year itch and the 15-year rut report deepest intimacy after 20 years. 45. What if I've been patient for 10 years and nothing changes? Then you weren't patient. You were stuck. Patient acts. Stuckness repeats. Example, same job, same complaints, same routine. Patient would have mean 10 years of tiny pivots, not 10 years of standing still. 46. Why does grief at 35 hit differently? Because you're old enough to understand permanence, but young enough to feel cheated. Example, losing a parent at 35. Patient means honoring them by living. Sorry about that, y'all. Uh, Patience means honoring them by living forward, not living backwards. 47. How do I stay patient with my career when peers are ahead? Answer, compare your trajectory, not your timestamp. Example, that successful friend may have peaked earlier. Your slow climb might reach higher altitude. 48. What's the one thing patience guarantees? Clarity. No happiness, no, not success, but clear eyes to see what's real. Example, after 6 months of waiting on a decision, you know if it was fear or wisdom that held you back. 49. Why does patience with myself above anyone else? Because you are the only person you'll never leave. So you better learn to wait for your own growth. Forgiving yourself, example, forgiving yourself for past failures at 35. Patience says, I'm doing my best with what I knew then. 50. What is the final truth about patience and adversity? Adversity is a chisel. Patience is the hand that holds it. Without the hand, the chisel just cuts. Example, losing your job at 35. Patience turns that loss into a redirection, not a ruin. So here's my final question for you. Not the kind you answer with your voice, but the kind you answer with your life. What if everything you're going through right now is not punishment, but preparation? What if the delay is not denial, but protection? What if the wait is not wasted, but waiting, loading you with the strength you need for what's coming next? You see, patience is not about enduring the dark. It's about building in the dark, laying bricks when no one is watching, so that when the sun finally rises, you're not just standing there. You're standing on a foundation that cannot be shaken. The world will tell you to hurry. Your fear will tell you to panic. Your ego will tell you to quit. But you, the real you, knows better. You know that every oak tree starts as an acorn that held its ground. Every diamond started as carbon, then endured pressure. And every single legend in this room started as someone who refused to give up 5 minutes before the miracle. So be patient, not because it's easy, but because it is the only way. Not just through this adversity, but through life, period. But life is not a a sprint to the finish. It's a slow, beautiful, agonizing, glorious unfolding. And the one who stays truly stays are the ones who get to see the whole picture. You are still here. That is not the weakness. That is the proof. Now go outlast, outwait, and outlive every obstacle that dared to doubt you. Your season is coming, but only if you stay patient, that is. And this is what it's about. You know, this is one of the greatest things in life that we take for advantage of, patience. If you want to know how a person really feels about you, just be patient. You know why? Because they'll show their true selves. You know, patience brings out everything. But most important, patience is a blessing. And it helps you to understand life. When you're patient, you get to see the whole picture. And when you get to see the whole picture, you go through your lessons to get to your blessings. Like I said, patience is a virtue. It's up to you what you want to do in life. And the beautiful thing about patience, right? In the beginning, you don't see the plan. But when you're patient, The plan unfolds right in front of you. And you're like, man, I'm so happy I was patient. Because I got to see for what it really is. You know? And that's the blessing. But as always, no one told you they love you. I'm letting you know I do. And we can win if we come together. It's only through our adversity change takes place. It's up to us. TACC man out. Y'all have a blessed night.